Check, check, check. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Something on the meter's working. Oh my gosh. Let's see if everybody will come back. Hello. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. This is Doc Skinner, and I had a crap load of people. And man, I just lost everybody. So, oh well, there's Ohio Hearts of USA. Hello, hello. Let's shy spots. I got to start all over. As you can tell, I lost everything. So we're down to a raw show. Go to here to the channel. So you take this link and post it. All right. So we're going to take that.
All right.
Take
so
this link, copy, mute that. Ooh, the delay's not that bad. Go over to Facebook and say, chat is disabled and we can't. No, it's working now. I'm sorry, folks. This is why I need help. All right, so what was I doing? Okay, all right. We are finally live. Click. Okay, and then if you want to share it too, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we got Tina's here. Dave Dennis is here. Thank goodness. Ohio, Truth and Liberty. Sarah McMillan. Hello. Oil Heart of USA. Man, we had so many more people. I hope they can figure out to get back. I don't know if I can. Maybe I can. Let me do something really quick. Go into my studio and get rid of those other two episodes. Man, God, there was so many people there. It just kills me. Just kills me. All right, go to the live and just get rid of these so people aren't confused. So we're going to delete this one. Delete forever. Yes. Delete. And then, come on. There we go. Delete this one. Delete that forever. Yes. Boom. Good. Okay. Hey, okay. We got 11 people. Good. So tonight, we're not going to be doing video. We're just going to be doing a phone call interview with Freya Ferdinand II. So pretty stoked about that. And as you can tell from the picture, you know, I got somebody I wanted to talk about tonight. I know, I'm really daring, aren't I? And folks, that were on the first video out of the 3 that we just finished trying to do, you had a bunch of questions and I didn't get to even see them. I just saw that they were there. So if you want to retype them in for me or whatever your comments were, I'm sorry. But everybody's saying hello. And Ohio says Raw is the best. Well, yeah, tonight that's what we're getting. Sorry about that, folks. For some reason, everything got really slow and choppy and you couldn't hear me and it was just bad. Dave Dennis from Australia says, hey there, Doc, can hear you now. Good. Yeah, raw and live here. Tina says howdy, and Ohio Heart loves Freya. Terry Reesing says happy Monday. Hello, Terry. And Sarah McMillan playing with fire, Doc. Yeah, I know. So, but something that occurred to me today, out of the blue, just out of the blue, and I thought, didn't think of it like that. All right. And we'll talk all about that in a bit. And I'm going to have Ferdinand on. Freya, Freya's going to be on here in just a bit. Truth and Liberty says, at least you're not talking about, her. No. Why? Why? Oh, my gosh. Look. And, I try to be even Stevens with everybody. You are allowed to your opinions. But when you come on and you say, oh, you're one of those people, I'm booting you. I mean, if you're gonna just start off a comment with hostility like that, with snarkiness, not my time. If you want to talk about it, cool, yeah, and we'll still be friends. My old roommate. He was like, I don't really believe all this, but I want to sit down and talk with you about it. And I haven't had time to do it, but I respect that. You don't have to agree, but at least respect each other's opinions and beliefs and just agree to disagree. So and I had someone who I thought was a friend unfriend me, and he's just like, whatever. So Dana's here. Okay, we're good now. Thanks, Dana. Appreciate it. Sorry about all the confusion, folks. I don't know what happened. Everything was good. The minute I hit live, it all went and it says it wasn't getting enough video input. I'm like, I had more graphics and all kinds of stuff I was putting in tonight. So wah wah. All right, so Lisa, Lou, hello, welcome. I don't recognize you. Are you new to the show? Well, if you are, welcome, and please hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss any shows. Normally, it's a lot cooler for you new people. I have a spaceship and everything, and it's yeah, yeah. Not today though. Next time. All right. So how do I want to do this? Do I want to bring Freya on first, or do I want to talk about this other thing with Hom, as I call him, Hom Tanks? Because I know that's playing with fire. But look, like, I can preface it with saying I have always had the utmost respect for the person known as Tom Hanks. Always. I've always wanted to work with him and all that. Now, there are lots and lots and lots of things going on about him and his family. We've talked about these. Just reporting, just being the messenger, putting the information out there. But to this day, I still pray and hope that it's that cognitive dissonance. I don't want to believe that it's possible. Okay? Okay. Well, I can't play it because I'll probably get, screwed somehow, but I'm going to put it in the comment section. This is an actual NBC YouTube page, so that's why I'm not playing it. Well, actually, I could play just the audio, but the whole thing is, it's right after the whole Ricky Gervais thing, calling everybody out, right? And he makes the face that's been shot around the world. Everybody's seen it. But from putting all that possible darkness aside, as a performer, as an actor, the art form, that's what we're talking about. He's phenomenal. Hence why, he's won some awards. But this award that I just put the link for, let me hit enter, is for the Cecil B. DeMille Award. Okay, that's a pretty big deal. Well, it was the last statement he made that made me go, wait a minute, hold on. I've been in the business 3 decades plus. And is he saying what I think he's saying? So if you watch this, it's 7 minutes and 44 seconds. If you watch it, he's, at first very, very thankful to everybody. And wow, I'm surrounded by stars. And, does this heartfelt little thing to his family. And then he starts pointing people out, saying, I would pay to watch you do your laundry or wash your car or something. He said, if you listen to it, okay, listen to it now with this theory, okay? The speech that he gave at the Golden Globes Award, I am speculating, and I strongly feel just something is tugging at me that it's right, and I could be wrong. That's why I want to discuss with everybody tonight. And God, I wish I could do screen capture, but I'm stuck with just plain Jane YouTube. But here's the thing. You ready? It was right in front of everybody on national television. Only possibly the people in the know knew what he was saying in his coded speech. And it's not just a man accepting an award. I believe it was his final speech. I believe this was like a retirement speech. And I think the fact that Ricky Gervais called everybody out made him go, oh, snap, with that expression on his face. And probably pushed him, he's just good at speaking, period, but push him to go, man, I love all of you. God, you've been amazing. I've stolen tricks from each and every one of you, all the people with just the one single names. I love my family. They've been here and support. They put up with all my BS, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's like he's saying goodbye. Then at the very end, he talks about Cecil B. DeMille. See if I can do this.
Check that day. He'd say something.
Okay.
It was shot on film that you could not move on to the next scene until they.
Wait, hold on. Is that turned up all the way? I don't know if you guys can hear it. Let me do that. Okay. I'm going to paraphrase because I don't want to play the whole thing because I don't want to get in trouble. I'm just going to play just little splips. And I just copyright that tonight. I made that word up. Splips. And he's reminding the youngins what film was, how the camera works. When the film went through each frame, and the shutter would clap, or as the film's going through. And then when it would all be done, the director would yell cut, and they would say, "Is the gate good or clear?" And the cinematographer, the camera person, would be like, "Check it," and be like, "Yes." And he said, that is when they were like, "Great, let's move on to the next." Okay. The way he was talking, and I really, if anybody does reverse speech, I've done it. I might do it tonight. I don't know. I want to reverse speech his whole speech. Okay. And see what he's truly saying. Because when he ends it with this, hold on.
The gate was good.
The gate was good.
The film went through the little all off a hair or speck of dust would be there on the negative, and the shot would be ruined.
Okay.
Cecil B. DeMille himself up in that voice of God chair.
Here we go.
All right, that's wonderful. Cut. Check the gate. He'd say something like that, and then they would check the gate. And if the gate was good, then you moved on.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Now he starts crying.
It's the cold that is making.
By the way, the cold is the coronavirus, supposedly, because this was right before all that, right before he went to Australia. And he says, folks, the gate is good. And he's closed, meaning it's time to move on to the next chapter. Meaning, does this, I mean, I'm speculating. Does this mean that he knew it's time while he was on top to close this chapter in his life? He had just gotten citizenship in Greece, him and Rita, and then this thing happens. And then, he's in Australia, when stuff starts going south. And then, the military can pick him up on the movie set with Rita, but nobody else because they got CV-19 and take him, blah, 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 blah. We all heard the stories. But then I mentioned the other night last night, which was so much fun. I was on Get Esoteric, which is Rick Mickey's show out of Boston, Massachusetts. And it was a lot of fun. It was like a little round table of people, and it was great. So anyway, where was I going with all this? Okay, my point, back to the point, and then we're going to get to our guest here. I think he was telling everybody that he was putting the torch out. I mean, he wasn't, I don't know if he's passing it on to anyone else. I don't know if anybody would want to, if the stories are true. And like I said, I really, deep in my heart, I still wish so many of these actors that turned out, been sued or what have you, or accused. It's just, I mean, the dude played Mr. Rogers. Forrest Gump. I mean, you know the drill, but doesn't that just tear down at your soul? But a little part of me is like, well, now I know the truth, and truth is better. But it's just and he's still, maybe it's all just a big. But wouldn't he have like something about all this by now with all the accusations, all the Twitter comments? Oh my God! If you go to his Twitter and you see all the responses and that the fact that they're there, either they're, I don't know. He has just, Tom, I'm talking to you, brother. You don't know me. I'm just a fan. If none of this is true, can you please just come out and say it? Because you're not doing nothing. You're not responding to any of this stuff. See what I'm saying, man? Don't let me. So look, if you are, then I don't have pity for you. part of me wishes and hopes. But it's just the evidence is overwhelming. Anyway, so that's the big breaking news that I think I may have stumbled on. I don't know. But I felt it was coded. So I'm going to do some reverse speech on it and check it out and see what kind of truth, because I spent all night last night on Cappy videos and reverse speech on his last speech. And I'm actually going to do it myself, other than the person that did it. Because it was hard to watch. I mean, just because it was just production wise, but the information, I was like, okay. So I might consider doing that, cleaning it up and stuff. I just got to finish another video project, but that's what I wanted to say about that. And I just want to hear what you guys think about it. So let me go over here to this, and then we'll get to our guest. Let's see. Playing with Fire. Dana says we're good. Where's your spaceship? I know, Dana. Yeah, no, it was there, and then I hit live on YouTube, and it says you're not sending enough video to YouTube, and it's causing buffering. And I was just like, it was like max headroom. So I tried to reset. So I apologize for that. Dave Dennis says, great to participate with you on Rick's show yesterday, Doc. Lots of fun, got lots of views. Looking forward to Freya's interview. Yes, and she will be here in just a bit. I just got to call her. I'm just getting all this stuff out of the way first, so that we can focus. Heather says Hanks was supposed to have been injected with lethal drug in Australia, and now we see he and his wife might be in Gitmo playing on xylophone about 2.1. What is that? That I don't know. I don't know about the 2.1. I just don't know. There's really not any true, I was talking to my buddy Ben, I'm talking about today, and I just he made a good point. There's not any hard evidence. If he was a bad guy, he's really using his good persona to rub it in people's faces, especially with the Instagram photos and whatnot. But it's not proof. It's leads to speculations. See, I try to be, level-headed about things. It's not, this is how it is. It's not that. It's like, I can see what I'm saying. So you're gonna get the most real thing here at this show. Other shows, they might have agendas. Not my friends that I tell you about all the time. I mean, that's why I try to hold on to the good people in my life. So anyway, there's that. So that's the conspiracy speculation theory that I have to throw on the table. If any of you go anywhere with it, please just remember who gave you the idea. Don't forget me, okay? I hate being left in the dust. It just sucks. It sucks. All right, on to the next thing. Now we know about the tunnels. And then we'll, we're gonna mention this real quick because I'll forget it. Well, actually, let me just do this. I want to bring Freya in. Where's my pen? Do I have a pen? I know I've got pens somewhere. Here we go. Okay, I wrote it down. There was a earthquake in San Diego. Earth has been really quiet lately, and all of a sudden now it's starting to shake again. We'll talk about one of the specific places in just a bit. So right there, did San Diego. Done. Okay. Let's do this. Let's bring on Freya and have her jump on the show here. Make sure the volume is all the way up. Got that. Yes, there we go. Hit the call button. Put that in there like so. I'm gonna have to bring this down a little bit.
Hey, Doc.
Hi, Freya. This is Doc, and you're on 1028 Live. How are you doing today?
Great. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. If you people out there can't, can you please let me know in the comment section, and we'll bring the microphone down lower or something here. It should pick you up. It's a condenser mic. So how are you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Doing good. I'm on that little bit of a buzz going, did I discover something? And it's, the whole thing with Hom Tanks and his, what I see as his farewell speech at the Golden Globes Awards during his Cecil B. DeMille Award. the way he was choking up about his family, the way he was basically blurting his secrets out, going, "Hey, just FYI, now that I'm done, I stole secrets from all of you," and the talk about his family, and then it was like he giving his last bits of advice to actors out there. Now, if there was more in it, I would really want to do a reverse speech on it, but when he ended it with choking and almost crying, saying the gate is good, it just came to me. There was just something came to me saying that's the end of this chapter in his life. He's moving on to something else or moving somewhere else. And then I thought about the Greece citizenship that he just got this year with his wife, and I'm like, well, why are you moving to Greece if you like America so much? But who knows? It's all speculation, but I'm just putting that little flame out there and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more, and I thought it was like the perfect topic to bring me on tonight because I had a little week-long obsession with Tom Hanks, as you probably know, writing about him on Facebook, and I actually wrote a blurb about what you're saying. I watched the Golden Globes that night, and after I watched it, I wrote, it was like a funeral in there. Whose funeral was it? And I put up a picture of Tom Hanks and that expression on his face because it felt like a going away speech.
Exactly. And I didn't catch it. And then all of a sudden I'm walking down the street today and I just heard him say in my head, the gate is good. And I'm like, that means, we're done with this scene. It's time to move on to the next scene, or in this case, a chapter in his life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I don't know if we will see him again because I truly am leery about the two videos that are out, the Saturday Night Live video and the graduation ceremony thing.
Yeah.
What was he saying in this graduation ceremony? I mean, I need to go back and listen to that too. But like last night, I fell down a Cappy hole, and boy, have you seen the images of Cappy on the bridge?
Yes.
With guys driving by and listening to rock music, and Cappy sitting there on the rail.
Yes.
Okay. Well, there was another video where they tried to analyze the imagery, and it kind of could be Photoshopped, the way it's pixelated and the way part of his leg looks like a skeleton in his thigh area when it should be it looks weird, and plus the concrete on the bridge floor or the ground of it along the wall that he's sitting on, there's a line all the way down about 3 inches off the ground along the wall, kind of like someone takes concrete and they take one of those spatula things and they make a groove in it.
Yeah.
And it goes all the way across the bridge except where he's at. It's smudged out. So, but then I saw the body cam footage of the officers on the scene.
Yep.
And the first time I saw it was somebody commentating it, this blonde girl, and she was freaking out about everything. Yeah, probably somebody knew. I don't know her, but it got to her. I was like, girl, you're getting a little ridiculous about this. There was one of the cameras is mounted to like glasses or sunglasses on the side. And the whole time she's showing the video, she's freaking out, going, "What is this on the side? It just doesn't move. It's always consistent with the camera." I'm like, and the video is old, so it's like not live. I wanted to go, sweetie, it's a side cam on his helmet, But I see, and we get people that do videos like that, and they over exasperate things without calming down and get someone else's opinion, and it gets overinflated, and then the naysayers use that against us. Well, look at this person. That was a bunch of malarkey, and they were sitting there trying to, and they had good intention. They didn't realize. I mean, she may have not known that they had these cameras on the side of their glasses. Yeah, that's just some of the crazy stuff we got to deal with. But the cameras I saw, They didn't. It was blurred out. I mean, his face was blurred out, and the blood splatter and everything. But it just all felt off. But I do think either it was him or somebody that looked just like him. But the officer pulled out all of his business cards, his keys to his car, pulled out passport and all that. Now, could that have all been planted? Yeah. I mean, the myth and legend could go on forever and ever in multiple fashions, but I just don't know, Freya. I don't think any of us truly know, unless we're amazing remote viewers that can be at that moment and experience what's going on. But anywho, man, wow, down a little rabbit hole we went. Okay. So, you've got a lot of fans here, just so you know.
Thank you.
We've got, let me go down the list because I like to make sure everybody knows we know they're here. We got Ohio Heart of USA, Sarah McMillan, Truth and Liberty, Dave Dennis from Australia, Tina Payne, Terry Reesing. We've got Lisa Liu, I think, Heather Bostain, Dana Cornelius, Queen Bee 777. Let's see. And Jen E. Hi, Jen. And Frederick, my buddy Frederick. Check it out. Are you ready for this? My buddy Frederick is in Madrid, Spain right now. And he is like the #1 Michael Jackson tribute performer. You know, all the people that are like Madonna and all them, they Queen. And so, yeah. We got him here, and we might have Prince Fleet Easton show up later. Who knows? So they might have some actual royalty on board. So we'll have a good show tonight.
Awesome to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for coming. It's so much fun to have somebody, to speak with on the show. So, but everybody says they love you. They think you're the best. They said your audio is good, so that's good. And hi, Freddie. There you go. The Queen Bee says, does Ricky Gervais know more than he lets on? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I agree.
And I'm sure he was still holding back that night at the Golden Globes. The Queen Bee says the SNL video, he says his head is shaved for a role, but studios are not filming right now. Very good, Queen Bee. Very good. Check this out. So while he was in Australia and then flying back from Australia, which commercial flights were shut down, so it would have to have been a government official plane, right? Okay. Well, he came back with hair, but yet it was shaved for the SNL video because he's doing a movie, which he's not because everything stopped. So why would you shave your head? Same reason I do. Okay. I shave it because if it grows just a little bit, then it messes up with the green screen and everything. So another reason why I wear a hat. Well, I'm just bald. I always wear a hat. But it creates that weird digital fuzz around the edges, and it's green screen. And I was talking about this on the show last night in Boston, that if you look at the SNL video, you'll see what some would consider a government building door frame, because it's steel. It's got the heavy, strong hinges that are right there on the side of the screen. And then there's another shot, I guess it was like a publicity shot, that showed the other side of the frame where there was another steel frame door, like ones that will lock solid kind of thing. So that is leading to the speculation that that was Jimmy, his brother, shaved head, standing in front of a green screen like I am, and they projected. People think I actually have a real ship. They're like, dude, that's the coolest set ever. I'm like, here, let me get to the bedroom. I got a cool spaceship bedroom here, and I've got another cockpit. Because if you do it right, which NBC is going to do right, it looks seamless. But then there's all those questions. That's not his kitchen, because he had the most expensive house in his neighborhood, which belonged to the what's her name, the lady that ran LucasArts with George Lucas and all that, Star Wars. It was the most expensive house in the area, and they bought it. That's not the kitchen. That's a kitchen my kitchen's that big.
Of a hotel, almost.
Yes. Yes, or a facility. But if you look over on the counter, they have this big digital like office type phone, with like all these different channels or phone lines or whatnot. And the fact that there was no shadows, I mean, of him in the background. The way he was lit from the side and then a little bit from the forward, so it would light this up, the green screen, just enough. That is all possible. And the deep fake state CGI stuff where they put another celebrity on another celebrity's face. I did it for the John Wick 3, the new one, the John Wick 3 movie where he's riding the horse and stuff, and he's fighting. It's that commercial. I deep faked it and put my face on him because I was really wishing I had hair that day. So, God, I look good with hair. But I think I'm just gonna buy the wig, the John Wick wig, and I'm just gonna. What's up, yo? But anyway, so all that is technically not just possible, but I mean it happened. You can do it. Anybody can do it if you have the skill and the technology to do it. So that puts strength in that speculation as a plausible possibility. So who knows? The world is an illusion. It really is. All right, I'm going to shut up. Freya, tell everybody who you are, what you're about, where they can see you, and let's just dive into something because you love research, and that's why I wanted you on. I just want to pick your brain. So introduce yourself to the audience.
Okay, well, for those who don't know me, I'm Freya Ferdinand II. You can find me on Facebook. I am the conspiracy queen, at least in my own mind. And I want to talk about conspiracy because without the ability to put pieces together and to make a path, a pathway to truth, we really don't have anything because the elite go out of their way to make sure that we don't have all the pieces to the puzzle. So I think it's important to gather whatever information we can and sort of use those wider brushstrokes to find truth, to put yourself on that. So to me, that's not a dirty word. I know a lot of us take a beating in the community over that word, over being conspiracy theorists, but what we are is we're
researchers.
Conspiracy, right? Because, we're researchers, but we're kind of like true conspiracy theorists, if that makes sense, because the end goal is to find out what really happened.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that we all have in common. So I love research. I love that you brought up kind of my two favorite topics, Hollywood, namely Tom Cruise and Cappy. I'm really interested if you can get that reverse Cappy together. That would be amazing. Well,
yeah, from what I heard, now see, this guy, he didn't seem like he really had done a lot of it. And it was choppy. Because when you're listening to reverse speech, you have to take an entire sentence, like sentence number 1 and sentence number 2. You have to reverse speech each of those sentences, but then take sentence number 2, and put it in front of number 1, and do that so forth and so forth and so forth, and then play it, and have like a text transcript on one side of the regular non-reversal and the other one in the reversal, showing what it says. That's what I want to put together.
Okay.
Because what it said in the reversals that I listened to until late in the night was that if you listen to his last interview, he says, I did something horrible. It's it's unforgivable. I everybody down, blah, 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 blah. Well, in the reversals that I listened to last night, he said that he was ambushed somewhere in a trailer. They gave him drugs and sex, and then they had to kill her, and he was given a choice, and he made it. That's why he said it was a bad choice, and it was just in a split of a second. So I want to do it myself to kind of confirm that, to make sure it flows as such, and put something together. But that's like a whole day. It's gonna be a fun full day of just sitting here like conspiracy nut. But I love it.
That's
So
incredible, though. I would love to hear that. That's incredible, because that's another one of those things where I've kind of been able to tell the difference between when the white hats were involved in some kind of, hiding the true story, as opposed to black hats. And when the black hats do it, it's kind of seamless. It's like they take someone out and it's the end of story. You never find anything else. The white hats will leave you clues and trails along the way. It's never a closed case. It's never, tied up and wrapped with a bow at the end. When the black hats do something, that's all she wrote.
mm-hmm.
It's just little things that you learn to look for. So if we can find something else on Cappy, because again, we're left with all of these questions that go unanswered, and it drops me crazy.
Yeah, I hate things that are left undone.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, well, back in my day when we were kids, they had a thing like an aptitude test that would tell you what you would be good at as a job or career.
Mm-hmm.
And I was either a pilot or a private investigator.
Nice.
So I've always had this, I got to solve it. I got to figure this out,
Yeah.
But here's the thing of beauty about the reversal speech. Okay. It was discovered by a man named David Oates out of Australia. And I had just last night, because I remembered his name after all these years, I met him at a Y2K convention in North Texas back in 98, 99. And he was just brilliant, but it's very fringe back then. That was fringe. It's like, that's malarkey. But he discovered our vision is in reverse, like the black hats do things in reverse, images and whatnot. Our brains are that way when we're born. Everything is in reverse. Well, he found out that if you take, your newborn child and it's going goo goo gaga gaga whatever, and you record that and you play it back slowly, a little slower than normal speed, you will hear the child speaking in forward English. The child, his little boy, and his name is David Oates. His son, when he picked him up, he was recording it, and you hear the little boy go, but he play it backwards. It says, David, pick me up. So it's all reversal. Now, once we start learning the forward speech, okay, that skill goes to our subconscious. Now, when we're talking to someone, okay, or if you're lying to someone, you're trying to hide something from someone, and they're looking at you kind of crooked, going, "Are you being honest with me?"
Right.
That's because our subconscious minds are speaking to each other by hearing the forward speech and reversing in our head and hearing the true meaning of what is on that person's mind, what they really want to say. So the science has been there for decades, and other people have attempted it, but you don't hear much about it. For example, the one time it did make its appearance to the public eye, reverse speech, was when our previous prez said his famous words. You remember what they were?
Yes, we can.
That's right. And if you take the words, yes, we can, say that and record it and play it backwards, it says, "Hail Satan."
Mm-hmm.
Imagine an entire crowd saying that. And everything, the cabal, the black hats, it's all in reverse.
Yep.
So...
Well, Aleister Crowley was the big reverse speech guy, writing backwards.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
And they hung out with the Beatles.
The Beatles, yes. I wrote a post on what's his face? I'm drawing a blank right now.
Paul McCartney, or excuse me, William Campbell, who used to be a police officer that wanted to be a paperback writer, and did a Fab Five lookalike contest and won. He had to be taught how to play the left-handed bass. You could tell the difference because of his chin and his scar. But the original Paul McCartney died in 1964 in an automobile accident running a red light at an intersection, decapitating part of his head, and had a small crowd around him. If you watch the video "Free as a Bird," which came out about 10 years ago, it was like a lost track that they found. The entire video tells the entire story, how it was all a facade. And then you got Ringo Starr doing the Rolling Stone article, I think last year, saying, "Look, I'm owed. I gotta tell somebody. It was all an act. Pole is not pole," you know. Anyway, sorry. We were talking about entertainment stuff, and that like you said, that's my thing. You go. What do you got up your sleeve?
Oh no, I was just saying, so the whole Aleister Crowley writing backwards the invitations for the 1972 Winter Solstice parties. Party of the Rothschilds. Their invitations were written backwards. You had to hold it in the mirror in order to read it. So this is one of their practices. Communicating in the subconscious is also part of MK Ultra. But I had written a small post on John Lennon, where I found a video where he was saying that he learned how to speak and sing backwards.
Yes.
So, but all of this, it's not just something to do, right? This is all part of their programming, part of MK Ultra, part of getting into someone's subconscious and changing who they are.
Yeah, and I can mention this now because I'm not really in the music industry anymore. But there are certain labels that are assigned to the big label of Satan himself. And they actually have rooms that once an artist, records and lays down the tracks of their crap, hellacious music, they put it together and they put it on the master reel. Well, they used to. I don't know what they probably do it on a CD or maybe now. I don't know what they do, but they take it as a physical object. Back then, it was the reel-to-reel, the master reel of that song, and they put it on an altar. And they do a ceremony to invoke spirits and demons to embody this song. And now they take it, they duplicate it, distribute it, make records and CDs or MP4s or whatever now. And that spirit literally, I mean, it truly brings that term rock and roll is devil's music. Yep, it is. I mean, look at the musical performances, Katy Perry's especially, Dark Horse at the Grammys. A lot of people walked out of the audience in the middle of that performance because they realized they were witnessing true witchcraft live on stage. Because it brings them power, brings them youth, brings them all that stuff. Sorry, I'm so used to being by myself. Go.
No, I'm just in total agreement with you. Like I said, it's awesome just to be here and talk with you. And I mean, this is my life 24/7. Hold on one second. I'm listening to myself by accident on YouTube. But this is what I talk about when I'm not posting about it on Facebook. This is my life. In real life, I'm an engineer in aerospace, so I'm very attuned to like solving problems, and then I just take what I learned there and apply it to my research, which is really helpful. But yeah, that's what we learned from John Todd about how they actually produce records. And I mean, he's one of the people I was fascinated with because he talked about how, they put every master, like you said, in an altar space, and then basically put a spell on on the master record. They cut all the originals or all the other records from there and send all these demons out, like you said. But he also talked about Star Wars and how he was talking to David Crosby, right? And they had a contract for the Star Wars series that everyone who was in that movie had to be an initiated witch. Do you remember that?
I haven't heard of that. All I know is Carrie Fisher passed away right after she made the comment that she had to sleep with George Lucas to get the job, during the award ceremony.
Yep.
Which is sad, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the evil that's out there. Just look at the stuff. For example, there's this Latino band that came out with this song called Illuminati, and it's all in Spanish, but it's just them going Illuminati, Illuminati. And in a week, it had like 7 million views. And it's just booty shaking and all that. It has no purpose at all. It's just people throwing words together, showing their gold teeth. And it's like, really, how is it these people can get this kind of views and I'm struggling for 30? You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. The one thing that I try to tell people on my page when I talk about all of this stuff, and the reason I talk about it is because we need to wake up. This world is not ours.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter, for example, I always say, look, Twitter was never set up for us. The reason why we're getting banned left and right is it was just like a courtesy to let our opinions onto that platform. It was never made for us. The internet was never made for us. The government was using it to trade secrets, and it was a spy tool, and they had child porn, and they would sell it to other governments and blackmail each other before it was made public. It existed back in the 90s or maybe the late 80s. And then they eventually opened it up to us because they found out they could use it as a marketing tool. Well, it's the same thing with Twitter. The reason why we're getting banned is because it never was for us. They send out their secret messages. If you see there's a site for Sanctum on there. It's all about them communicating below the board in their symbolic ways. And now that we're there, we're able to witness it happening. We had the Cannibal Restaurant has a page.
Yeah, cannibalclub.com.
Yeah, the Cannibal Club has a page on Twitter, and that's just okay.
Yeah, I saw a video the other day that I was like, how is this getting away to being on anything? It was a video of all these, they look like Chinese women in a wet market. You know how it's just all gross and stuff?
Yeah.
And it had this wooden frame table with a little wall around the edge, so what was in there wouldn't fall out. It had plastic lining, and they had a hose, and they're spraying down all this stuff. And you look at it, they're all babies.
Oh my
gosh. Not aborted, had been born or miscarried or whatever, but they're just piles of them. And they're just sitting there spraying them down and cleaning them up because they're going to sell them for parts. And I'm like, how is this on Twitter? I know people need to be aware, but it's just, and then we get in trouble for just, speaking.
The truth, by the way, not speaking, but speaking the truth,
Mm-hmm.
And it's an incredible reality that we have to deal with. And that's why we need to be in the spirit of fighting. And that's my opinion. I love everybody. I want to get along with everybody. I want to make the world a better place. But we also have to have this kind of dualistic thinking where we need to stand up. We need to represent ourselves. We need to represent the truth at all times, because this is what we have to fight.
Hello? So, wait, you went out for a second. What'd you say?
I was just saying, this is what the speaking is the tool that we have right now to fight with. So basically, don't let the bastards get us down.
Right.
Just continue speaking out and don't let anybody stop you.
So true. So true. But it can be scary. I won't lie.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll do a show and then you'll go back and watch it and went, oh, snap, did I say that? Oh, boy.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't have to worry. I mentioned this on the other show last night, Get Esoteric, that we live in America. We shouldn't have to worry about that. We should be able to just say what we want to say. That's how, who I miss? I miss Mel Brooks. I miss all those comedians back in the day, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, they no holds bars. They told it what it was, Lenny Bruce. And God, and look at where we are now. And here's the thing. If you were a Christian, you most likely saw those Christian movies that showed what's happening today was coming. You know,
Yep.
the standing in line, food, you know, people, I want to check your papers. Are you medically approved to be on the street? God, I don't know. Anyway, sorry, I get a little riled up every now and then. You got to catch me.
That's fine. No, I completely understand. I mean, it's like, you know, we talked about how we're kind of tired of hearing about this coronavirus thing, which is, I mean, it's just absolutely out of control and ridiculous at best. But over in Europe, they want to see your papers if you're outside.
Yeah.
You know, with what you're saying.
Yeah, and if they pass this HR 60606 or whatever.
Yeah, 6666.
Yeah, 2020-666, and it's just like, God, that's what blows me away with people that are still, their eyes are closed. It's like, hello, McFly, HR 2020-60606. Can't you see it? Can't you see the barcode on everything you purchase? Everything.
Yeah.
I don't have any barcode around here, but well, maybe I do. Yeah, here on the barcode, right? The first bar, the middle bar, and the last bar all represent the number 6.
6, yeah.
And people don't even know that.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what's crazy, because where we are right now, they're not even hiding it anymore.
No.
Nope. They're not hiding it at all. So it's like, how can you still be in denial?
Right. Unless you agree with it, but you're just in the closet that you agree with it.
Yeah.
That's the only way I could think of it. Because I've had people drop me left, a couple in the past 2 weeks. And actually I've dropped them because they would make these snarky remarks. Oh, you're one of those people? Oh, yeah. Really? You're on my friends list? How did that happen?
Right.
So bye-bye. I don't know what it's going to take. I was waiting on Project Bluebeam, get a little Jesus Christ in on action, and people would like switch up and go, oh, okay, this is for real. Or maybe a nice little invasion, a little zombie apocalypse to top it off for flavor. And then maybe these people would wake up. But no, we all get sent to our rooms with a cold. So
yeah, exactly. It's incredible. I was watching this amazing video with Carrie, what's her name? Anyway, from Project Camelot.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a white hat on. I guess he's a personal friend of hers. He goes by the name Paladin. And so he was talking about, what's going on right now. And it was so funny because Carrie's pretty big in the disclosure world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so she's new to following Q, and she's newly supporting Trump, which is amazing. But we got to the point, or in the video, where they're talking about what's going on right now. And she says, well, when's Trump going to stop this? The governor of California, where I am, also is putting the screws to the people. He's saying like, oh, you can't go back to work. You can't go back to school until you're CV-19 tested. So she's like, when's Trump going to put a stop to that? And he's like, Carrie, what are you going to do about it?
Right.
What are you going to do about it? What are the people of California going to do about it? Because they can only do so much. The government, the president, the white hat can only do so much. Now, I think they could put a stop to all of it, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're trying to teach us that freedom isn't free. Would we appreciate it if they came in and just wiped everything out, and then we lived in, paradise? We lived the way things are supposed to be. We lived in a fair world, but we didn't fight for it.
There's a human behavior there. When someone receives an inheritance, is a perfect example. When you receive an inheritance, a large sum of money, you're not going to hold on to it most likely like you would think you would, because every time something comes up, you're like, okay, yeah, I can take care of that. And boom. Next thing you know, your bank account's empty. But what it is that you didn't earn that money. You don't respect that money.
Yep.
And so it just goes off. That's why there's a saying, it takes a person 3 times to really be a millionaire.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I really feel everybody needs to wake up so they can earn the right to witness this historical, life-changing cosmic event that's going to happen, this shift or whatever, because they're going to miss the show or be on the wrong end of the show.
Right, absolutely. And I'm a big fan of Wano7. Shout out to him. He's been doing incredible work, waking people up and then breaking it down into basics. And so when he first came on the scene, I was basically transcribing everything that he said. I really thought his message was one of the most important things I'd heard in a really long time. And one of the things that he said, besides Q, by the way, is, hold on one second. I lost my train of thought.
Happens to me every show. Don't worry.
But anyway, one of the things that he kind of illustrated and stressed was, we depend on Q for information. We depend on the white hat to sort of, do the heavy lifting for us. But we forget that they depend on us as well.
We're like the number crunchers, but with the information.
Yeah, they depend on us as well. We depend on the people, right? Because one of the reasons people say, well, why don't we know about Tom Hanks? If he's in Gitmo, if he's been executed with his, wife or whatever the rumors are going around, why aren't they parading the truth to the people to wake everybody up? And they keep saying, well, we're only a certain percentage of the population. People, the truthers, researchers, people that are awake and disseminating information, we're still only a certain percentage. What about the people that are still under deep state mind control?
Right.
And it becomes a dangerous game for them to come out too soon, and they're afraid they're going to have some kind of anarchy on their hands. So they rely on us to get the word out.
Yeah.
And until, we're in a space where we're the majority and it's safe for the truth to be told, we need to keep plugging away.
Yeah, we got to keep it going. And that's why it's so important and vital that we keep shows like these, alive. We aren't TV stations. We aren't radio stations. We don't, well, I personally don't have sponsors and whatnot. But even with sponsors, it's just barely covering the bills. So
Right.
To have the audience, help support, not just me, but all these other channels, because we really are struggling right now. It's a war going on. It may not seem like that to a lot of you that watch these shows, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of phone calls and discussions, how we can work to break free from these chains of these, maybe platforms, maybe so we can have our own that's completely uncensored. So, but that takes money, that takes attorneys, that takes a network, and it's going to take some time. But the more help we get from listeners that are done with mainstream media, except to laugh at it in some cases, know that it's the independents you need to pay attention to, because we don't have the agendas. Believe us, it's not about making money, because there's really no in this.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you got for the cause, and hopefully people pay attention. People want you to have that platform to speak, and people support. It's so important to support the channels that you love any way you can. Sharing videos. Anybody who comes across, or that I come across on Facebook, everybody. I support everybody. I just feel like it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I didn't do, but I was like, hey, follow Doc. I heard you were a solid guy from the Edge of Wonder guys, and any friend of theirs is a friend of mine. So I just rallied behind you, and it's just how we should treat one another, because, I can't stress it enough. This is not our world. The people that we grew up worshiping and respecting are all part of this dark agenda.
Yeah.
From the medical arena to science to entertainment, they're not us.
Yeah. It would be wild though if on live TV someone ran up to him and grabbed their cheek and ripped it, and it was all lizard people like in V. The truth has been revealed. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, let's do this real quick. We have a lot in the comment section, so I don't like neglecting the viewers. Let me get here real quick. Oh wow, we got a lot here. Dana says Hanks and Rita are in Gitmo with exclamation. Queen Bee says, how would you know if it's him or his brother? That's the thing, is we don't honestly know, but we are highly leaning towards it being his brother because of the circumstances and the evidence that we are able to acquire. Dana says maybe he's playing us, letting us think he's in trouble. Maybe it's some kind of sick joke on his part. Why isn't he coming forward debunking it? Exactly. That's why I put that shout out earlier to him, saying, look, bro, I mean, if this isn't real, come out and say something. You know, just ignoring it and acting like nothing's going on is just not making him look good. Dave Dennis says Hank's thing so messed up. He could be a distraction. True. Let's see. Michael Jackson or Frederick says, "What's up?" Queen Bee says, "Does Ricky Gervais know more than he lets on?" We've discussed that. We talked about the SNL video. Terry Reesing says, "I wonder if Ricky had any problems with Hollywood after the Oscars." I don't think so, because he is contracted with Netflix. So that's out of New Mexico. That's not Hollywood. I mean, Netflix moved their whole operation, them and Amazon Prime, to New Mexico. And yeah, he's good to go. I mean, I think he has like 8 or 9 TV series on Netflix. Let's see. MJ, are you there? Freya?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I was hearing a bunch of alien talking.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. All right. So Freya, MJ Marchetti says, "Hey Freya," and Sophia says, "Freya, woohoo!" And Queen Bee says, "Frank of NPC gives decent data. Was chased by a pet out of country and is now in Poland." Frank of NPC. I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay. Sorry, Queen Bee. Jenny says she was tested with very low achievement. Oh, Jen, you are amazing. You're hilarious. You're an amazing actress, and you're just gorgeous. And stop it. That's why I'm putting you in my movie. Sorry, I had to say a little thing to my friend Jen. Corey Ford says hi. Judy Arlene says, "Hey, Freya." Bunch of thumbs up. Amanda McKim says hundreds all across the board. Julie Arlen says absolutely. Amanda McKim says the truth is offensive to the foolish. And Truth and Liberty said mainstream/social media is the matrix, basically designed to hide the reality of those who control it. Yes, I agree. And I think it is like John Carpenter's movie, They Live, where if you have the magic glasses and put them on, you can see the truth of what really is going on around us. Amanda McKim says exactly nothing ever worth it was easy. Some of this is our conversation further back, but Sophia says, "Good point, Freya. People have to fight for it. Nothing is free. If you don't work for it, Skinner is right. You don't respect it." Frederick says, "What's up, bro? How you doing?" Doing good, Freddie. Queen Bee says, "Never wore a mask." She's daring. Dave Dennis says, 33 of us right now in the live feed. Good number. Karina Ford says, "Break free." Sophia says, "Is Doc on Facebook?" Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm on Facebook. Doc Skinner, as a matter of fact, and Prince Fleet Easton. Let's see. Queen Bee says, "Support Edge of Wonder." Yes, absolutely. Go get a subscription at Edge of Wonder TV. Dave Dennis says, "This is great. Freya, you're awesome." Diane Wilson says, "Freya is amazing." Queen Bee says, "NPC channel on YouTube." Oh, what is it? NPC on YouTube. I'll have to look it up later. And Jenny gives a nice little happy kiss face. So, all right, we're all caught up. Now, what other projects have you been working on lately?
Well, I always have about 6 to 8 different things running through my mind that I want to write about, but I just have to find the time. So I want to do a big post on the dragon families. I've been trying to do that for several months now, but it's going to take me, excuse me, about a week or two to write it all up. It's going to be one of my huge ones.
Now, are you talking about Chinese dragon families, or are you talking about symbolic, like the Rockford family and all? You know what I'm saying? I just said their name wrong on purpose, but is that the royal crest? Is that what you mean by dragon families?
I'm actually talking about the crown.
Okay.
There's several dragon families. They go all the way back to King Arthur. The white dragon and the red dragon. The blue dragon is the Li family out of China. And I think there's a black dragon family, but there's unless they're obsolete at this time, they're really hard to find data on. But the red and white dragon are the British crown, and just talking about their basic dislike for humans, because they are of the dragon that's talked about in getting a bunch of messages from Edge Wonder.
You know, that's funny because I'm looking for the thing that I just talked to Ben about today as you're saying that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, hold on. Because he and I were talking about the red dragon today. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, and we were me and Ben Jesty sat for like an hour and a half reading Bible verses to each other out of Revelations.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, we were talking. It's because in 12, chapter 12, verse 3, it says another sign appeared in heaven, an enormous red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns on his heads. Yeah, yep. And but here, and that's funny that you mentioned that, because where it describes, hold on, where is it? But that's the thing about the leopard and the bear's feet.
Yep.
That is, where is it? I got it. Here we go. No. I've got like red lines all over the place in my here. If anyone worships the beast. Anyway, the description of it is the visual image of Prince Charles' royal crest that was made just for him, and it has the red dragon chained to the beast or whatnot. And I actually had the guy that wrote the book, The Antichrist and a Cup of Tea, which is about that. He came to Disclosure Con 2 years ago, and but yeah, no, I was reading just that today. Oh, here it is. Thing, I got it all stars around it. The beast I saw resembled a leopard, but had the feet like those of a bear and a mouth like that of a lion. The dragon gave the beast his power and the throne of great authority. One of the heads was the beast, seemed to have had a fatal wound, but the fatal wound had been healed. And if you look at that crest, it kind of looks like that. Not saying that's absolutely it, but yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, and about the head wound. So I guess there's I just saw Prince William tell this story, and I vaguely remember it from the past. He was hit in the head with a golf ball.
Really?
So there's that head wound injury. I have this friend, and he's been obsessed with saying, Prince William is the Antichrist, and he was doing the gematria, and Prince Charles's name ends up with 666. Prince William's name comes up to 666.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's Prince William, because he said, don't you remember when he was hit in the head with a golf ball? He actually died and was brought back to life. This was my friend's theory. I don't remember that part of the story, but it could have been, and I just didn't hear it. And he said, but he had a fatal head wound that healed. So
it's so anticlimactic to the vision that we all had of him being like assassinated and then coming back to life, like a bullet wound or something. I swear we've been so disappointed. We wanted alien invasions, Christ coming back, zombie apocalypse, and we get a bug. And then, the guy that's the Antichrist it's not a fatal, gunshot wound. He got hit in the head with a golf ball.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, but I mean, it could fit though.
Mm-hmm.
you know. And as far as the zombie apocalypse, did you see the article about there was a guy in India? I posted it on my page on Facebook right after we were a couple weeks after we were in a lockdown. So there's this guy in India, and they said that he was in under quarantine. He wandered out, and there is an elderly woman walking down the street. He attacked her and fatally bit her in the neck.
And this was when?
This was a few weeks ago now, or maybe a month or so. We were like 2 or 3 weeks into lockdown, at least out here. And I was talking to Rob, and I had a dream. I don't know if you want to hear about my dream, but
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I had this crazy dream. It was literally the night before this happened. So I had this dream that I was in a foreign country, and it was like India or Indonesia, somewhere like that. I could tell by the way the people dressed, and everyone had the same skin tone. And I was like, whoa, what am I doing here? But they put us all in quarantine, and I was in like some kind of a shelter in place. There was all these cots and just a bunch of strangers sleeping in bed. But some people were turning into zombies in my dream. And so we were basically sleeping with one eye open. And the way you could tell people were infected with this like zombie virus was they had this really guttural kind of sound when they slept and they were trying to breathe. And then, so it was like a telltale sign that they were on the verge of changing. And so I'm sleeping with one eye open, and this random guy wanders in his facility and walks in through one of the doors, and he's a zombie. And I said, the thing about these zombies was they wouldn't bite you in the neck, or they wouldn't bite you. They would just kind of rip you to shreds. And I woke up, kind of startled because it's real, right? Crazy dream for no reason.
Wow.
Other than I like a lot of zombie movies, right? Well, the next day, this story came out. This guy is in quarantine. I don't know if he has the coronavirus or not. They didn't say. But he wandered out in the middle of the night and attacked this old lady who was walking down the road by biting her in the neck like a crazed maniac and killing her. It was a fatal bite.
What if, Freya, can we speculate for a second?
Sure.
All right.
My favorite.
I know. Speculations, endless possibilities. What if the whole zombie thing, let's break it down. The zombies are, just out of their mind. They look awful. What if it's a, adrenochrome CV19 kind of thing, to where if you don't get that adrenochrome, which ripping someone's arm off is going to cause enough adrenochrome in the blood that they could drink afterwards.
Yeah.
What if that is really the zombie apocalypse? You got all these newbies that don't know anything like we do, and they hear this, ooh, this is the new drug, and it's not even about getting in the groups and the secret, little circles anymore. It's just like, let's just sell the hell out of this stuff, because I don't know. Because all the iron in the blood and everything, it makes you look bad and old, and then if you take it, you look young. I mean, maybe that's how vampires stayed young for so long. They keep scaring these women and then draining their blood. Not necessarily they turn into bats, but
right.
Yeah. Oh my God, Freya, I did not realize what a superstar I had on here. Everybody's just talking you up. Glad to catch this, Freya. Kristen Boyson, M. Wilson says, love you, Freya. Lisa Lou says, love you too, guys. Oh, they're having their own little thing. Queen B777 says, Sex Pistol song, God bless the Queen. She ain't no human being. Oh, I didn't know that song. I'll have to check that one out. Sophia says, how many pages on Facebook do you have, Doc? Oh, by the way, first time on the YouTube page. Thanks for all your information sharing. Sophia, welcome. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell. Love to have you here on a regular basis. And oh, she says I'm funny. Oh, that's cool. And I really like Freya, very articulate. Oh, yes, yes, she's very articulate. Tamara O'Day is new. She goes, hi, Freya. Lisa says, hi, guys. Sylvia.
I'm Lisa Lou, by the way. That's
What?
my little. I'm Lisa Lou, by the way.
Oh, that's you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. T. Dorkson says, hey, Freya, made it. Truth and Liberty says, great discussion, Freya. And T. Dorkson says, Winnipeg in the house. We got Canada in the house. Very nice. So
hey, Todd, thanks for
we
joining.
went international. We got Spain in the house. We got Australia in the house. We got Canada in the house. We've got Alaska in the house. We got Ohio in the house. You know. So yeah, this is a good show. We might have to do this more than once.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah, totally. And maybe we can get some video and do like a little roundtable thing eventually one day.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. So we're okay. God, we're still on the Red Dragon. Let's see. Oh yeah. So Ben and I were talking. He was talking about how a couple years ago the planets aligned, where the Virgin gave birth to the star or whatever. All that. I'm not sure how far back that happened, but
2007.
2007.
2017.
Oh, 17. Okay, yeah. Because I think that's when, isn't that the Grammys at Katy Perry? No, it was before then. I think the devil like came out of the closet at the Grammys that year because the first song that they played at the Grammys was they had AC/DC do Highway to Hell, and everybody in the audience was given these red glowing horns to put on their heads.
Really?
Oh yeah, watch it. It's the same one that Katy Perry did, the Black Horse, I think. Have you seen that one?
Yes.
Oh gosh, I mean, TMZ even said, "Oh my God," on the Twitter. They're like, "Are we witnessing live witchcraft?"
Yeah.
And then the fact that her own father, a minister, did a press announcement the next day saying, "Yeah, she sold it. She's gone. She's not our daughter." Yeah. So, anywho, it's I don't know. I mean, with everything going on, what is your best guess where we're going to be in the next, let's just say, 2 years?
2 years. Well, I call this the long game.
Yes.
That we're in. I mean, hopefully the White Hats make a lot of progress on these arrests. Hopefully they can start to go public because the majority begins to wake up. I think this whole governorship keeping us locked up, even, like you said, over a cold, I think that's going to wake a lot of people up because people don't want to be just sequestered to their homes and not doing anything and not able to go about freely. And then if they try to enact some of these laws and mass vaccine us, I think people are going to be outraged. And that may tip the scales in our favor. That's what I'm hoping. Well, 2 years, I mean, I hope that we're on the right track. We're on the road to disclosure. I don't think it's going to come before then. Hopefully, we're going to be free of this oppression, and we're going to move into the hidden technologies. That's my hope.
Me too, because God, they got the cool toys, and I want to play with it. And you know what's funny? Who was the guy that always had the cool toys in all the James Bond movies?
I don't know.
Q.
Really?
Yeah, the guy that did all the cool contraptions for James Bond, his code name was Q.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Right?
Very. So as far as technologies, what are you most looking forward to?
A backiotomy machine.
Oh, wow.
Give me a new back. No, actually, the med bed, I'm really excited about that because I could lay in a med bed. They take my DNA, run it through the computer, and they rescan my body like in oh shoot, what's the song with Bruce or the movie Fifth Element?
Oh yeah.
And then and goes through, and it's just kind of like when you copy and paste a file and it says, "Do you want to overwrite the previous file?" You're like, "Yes." And then have all new lungs and livers and heart and like when I was a teenager. and have healthy knees and stuff, and go run again, play some sports. That I think would be really cool. But that's just for me personally. The technology that I really want to see for society is the jump rooms.
No way. Yeah.
Yeah, because ever since Andrew Bishago, you know, he was my roommate for a stint of time.
Please, wait a minute. Tell me about that. How on earth? Because the reason I discovered Andrew Bishago is because he was talking about he was roommates with Barack Obama.
Well, yeah, he worked on the Project Pegasus with Barack, or you know, Santos or whatever his name was back then.
Yeah,
Barry Santos. Yeah. So yeah, I actually mentioned this last night on the other show. I said it's funny that we brought him up again too. I'm gonna have to have him on the show. I'm actually narrating his book on tape about Project Pegasus. So, and we haven't got started yet because I was supposed to go to California and like stay with him while we did all the recording so he could, you know, direct me, well, you know, say it like this or say it like that kind of thing. But then the lockdown thing happened, so, you know, I haven't gone to do that. But what were we saying about, how did we talk about it?
Roommates with him, because like that's quite a follow-up to being roommates with Barry Sotoro.
Yeah. Well, he was where did I heard him on Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell. Okay. Or maybe Art Bell. Yeah, Art was still alive back then. And he was talking about he was just coming out with a story. It was all coming back to him and whatnot. So I contacted him and he said, yeah, you know, I'm going to run for president in 2016. You want to follow me and film and produce you know, a video on the journey? And I was like, sure. And then it didn't happen, but because we couldn't get the funds and Trump came into the picture, and it was kind of like, yeah, it's like, should we even try to put our hat in the ring, you know? So then he got attacked, not, is it TI or whatever, where people follow you and they mess with you, and you know, sonic beams and all that crap. Anyway, something happened to him with his eyes, which really stemmed from all the jump room trips. But I remember asking him, I was like, bro, I got it. You know, once you're a roommate with somebody for a while, you don't go, hello, Mr. Bishago. You know, once they're walking around in the house in their boxes, you're like, hey, yo, Andy, you know, go put something on, you know. But I said, if I could get some engineers together, do you think you could help us conceptually build our own jump room? And he was like, absolutely no way. I'm like, either like no way you couldn't do it, or no way you don't want to do it. He's like, I don't want to do it. I'm like, why not? He goes, been there, done that. Look, dude, I can barely see right now with my eyes, you know, because of damage from that. So yeah, I was kind of like that little dog that was bouncing around, jumping over the big dog, going, come on, George, what are you going to do today, George? You know, because it was Andrew Bishago. You know, I mean, dang, how you can't get any more close degrees of separation than that. So, yeah, amazing guy. He was the inspiration, him and Travis Walton, for Disclosure Con, which I hope you will be able to come attend either this year or next year.
I'm definitely going if you have it this year, you know, depending get let out.
Yeah. If we're let out of our rooms, then yeah, it's July is when I'm gonna make the decision. As of now, it's still a go. I mean, the schedule's, I've already bought plane tickets for some of my speakers, so it's like keeping my fingers crossed. But yeah, disclosurecon.com. You can check out the schedule, who's going to be there. Mike Barra, Jim Goodall, Rob, no, can't say that. Blake and Brent Cousins from Third Phase of Moon. Mike Barra, Ancient Ant. Did I already say Mike? Brooks Agnew always has an open invitation. and John D'Souza, X-Man. He's going to be there as well. And then, of course, Travis Walton, the remaining loggers, his family, and possibly the sheriff. So I think you could probably get a few decent interviews if you wanted to come hang out. It's a lot of fun.
Really there.
So, all right. I'm sorry, I got to go back to this because you are just popular as heck. I want to make sure everybody's recognized, but here we go. You ready? Truth and Liberty says, great discussion, Freya. Winnipeg in the house. We got that. Then Sophia says, New York in the house. And then T. Dorkin says, hey, love. Sylvia Colin says, Michigan in the house. Corey says, Oregon is here. Queen Bee says, Freya, you rock. Terry Reesing says, Washington State is here. Kirsten Boyerson says, another Ohio here. Dave Dennis says, David Wilcott claimed the Dragon family of Japan, I believe, switched allegiance to the Whitecaps. Interesting. Do you know about that?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Hold on to that. Let me finish this, and then I want to get back to that. Okay, you're gonna be my little helpful reminder, so don't get off track.
Nope.
Sophia says, peeps in NYC are getting really ticked off. There will be some mass protests from patriots, I bet. Kristen Boyson says, free energy and med beds is what she hopes to see in the next couple of years. Queen Bee says, why didn't Andrew B report? Oh, bummer. He's not American. Well, you know, he did talk about that. It's just, yeah, that's a whole nother. I need to get, you know what? I need to have him on and have you on as well. Would you be into that?
That would be great.
Would you be up for that? Okay. I'll try to work on putting that together. Let's see. Oh, that's you. I keep forgetting that's you. Truth and Liberty says, I was about to say that. Sounds like a Revelations. You made me think of multiple heads. There you go. Kate Marks says, hey guys, newbie here. Good dialogue. Prince William, golf ball to the head. Very interesting. I know, right? I forgot about the golf ball thing. I remember some royal thing. And there's actually another redhead in the royal family that says he's actually Henry and they were switched for some reason. I don't know what, but you know. What?
What was that?
There's another royal family member that has red hair that says he's actually Prince Henry, and the other kid wasn't. They got switched. So, yeah. Queen Bee says, love, love, love John D'Souza. And then T. Dorkinson says, here, I don't know. Now, see, that's weird. T. Dorkinson says, Freya, check my Facebook for my 5-minute vid from Winnipeg Rally. Okay. Does that sound harmful in any way?
Does that sound what?
Does that comment sound harmful from T. Dorkson?
No. I know Todd.
Okay. No. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying YouTube had me push a button to say it was okay to let that be seen on the comment wall.
Oh, gosh.
That's how bad it's getting, folks. That had nothing to do with really anything except to communicate between the two of you. And YouTube made me have to say, yes, you can show this in the chat room. It had it up for review is what it was. That's ridiculous.
Word rally in it. Oh my.
Oh, is that what it was? Is it the rally word? Maybe you need to spell it with an IE next time. Tom's laughing. So, all right. So we're down to that. And then you were going to talk about, what did I say? Remind me in a second.
Oh, right. So I forgot already. Oh, the redheaded guy in the British royal family, the replacement.
Yes.
Right? Well, he's dead.
Ooh.
Yeah, allegedly Prince Harry was replaced, I think at the age of 8. Because he showed a picture of himself at 8 years old. He was replaced with this fake Prince William, which is, I believe that theory, which is why I think they don't care who he married, which is why he abdicated the throne rather easily, because he's not
true royal blood.
The family, yeah, so they don't really care what he does. And yeah, that guy died 3 years ago. He was murdered.
Yeah, because I remember it was an older story, because someone tried to pass it off. It was just happened.
Right.
Royal family member. I just want to pull this up, see if it pulled up his name. Family member. How would I say this? Switched with Henry. Man, we got aliens watching our show tonight.
Do we do?
Yeah, because they keep popping up over the phone here.
No kidding.
Yeah, well, hey, the NSA, they like me. They watch me like 3 months a year, right around Disclosure Con, depending on what guests I have. And that's okay.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was my mom and I, we talk every day. But during that period of time, around the first Disclosure Con in 18, every time my mom called me, the phone would disconnect our call exactly 2 minutes. Every time at the 2-minute mark. And then it got to where it just kept escalating it got down to 30 seconds. So we were making these quick phone calls because we knew that we were being listened. It was just the weirdest thing. And I called John DeSouza and I told him about that. He goes, yep, they're listening. So just be FYI. And yeah, so I just always assume I'm being listened to all the time or watched. So
yeah, I've got the same problem. I had a really interesting threat a couple of years ago, and it was quite sobering, you know, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. Well, now I'm just trying to think how I could word this thing about the Prince Henry lookalike guy, because I just saw it last week and I should have saved it, but he's redhead and he could pass off as a brother.
Yeah, I thought he was a lot more like Prince William than Harry does.
Right.
Same body shape, head shape.
Yeah. And of course I'm wanting to find it, so it's not going to let me find it. Murphy's Law. So okay, where were we? News. I'm trying to think of news. Not much. Oh. Did I talk about the Vatican?
No.
Okay. So earlier today, there was, I think, it was a 3.5 or 4.5 earthquake in the center of the Vatican, and it was very shallow. I think there was a battle underneath and a bomb went off in one of the sacrifice layers or bunkers or whatever they got under all those tunnel systems. I think that's what that was today. Because it was so shallow, they said. But it was like a 3.5.
That's crazy. You know what Gene said about the Vatican, right?
Uh-oh. Hold on. We got an incident going on right now. One of my viewers just messaged me, chat disabled and we can't hear you. Hold on. Nobody else is saying anything real quick. Except everybody loves you. Freya, okay, did that. Japan White Hats rally. You were going to talk about, oh, that was a reminder. We already did that. Oh, thank you, Hannah. I can hear you 5x5. I can hear you. Okay. Dana Cornelius, I'm sorry that it's disabled you. I don't know what's going on. She says she can't hear us either. Okay. All right. Well, everybody else can hear, so that's good. We're still a go. I thought we were having a repeat of last week. I was about to go, mother of pearl. You know, I was going to get upset. Anywho, are you still there?
Yes, I'm sorry. I was looking for that article. I can't find it either.
Interesting. A lot of people would be annoyed or freaked out that they were being watched. But for me, I'm just like, man, I'm glad someone's paying attention to me. You know?
No, I feel the same way. Well, at least they watch me. At least I have an audience there and they listen.
Yeah. I feel needed or wanted by somebody.
Right. They don't even make smart comments. They just sit and let me talk. That's awesome.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, take the good with the bad.
Right. Well, Freya, look, can we do this again?
You bet.
Okay. I would like to eventually get us to a point where we can have you, do it on a video chat. And then maybe you and I, we could have a secondary guest that comes on and we could, get two perspectives, yours and mine with them. And I don't know, let's see what happens. But I would love to have you back. You obviously, everybody loves you. I can't remember the last time I had a guest with this many, accolades. Wow. Yeah. People love you. So anywho, yeah, so let's do this again. We'll talk off the air and figure that out. But thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, the time just flew by. I thought we were probably at the 30, 45 minute mark, and we're at 135.
Yeah.
So, well, cool. All right. Well, then, yeah, we'll set something up so everybody that's watching know that we will do this again very soon. Maybe next week, maybe this week. Who knows? We'll keep you up to date. And do me a favor for people that I see we have a lot of your fans, so they know how to get a hold of you. But my fans that may not know who you were or how to get a hold of you, can you let them know where your website is when you do your shows and whatnot? Just a little elevator pitch.
Oh yeah, thanks so much. I definitely will. I'm still actually I did a couple of shows with Rob Counts from Edge of Wonder, and they got messed up in editing, so we're gonna redo those. But I'm not even off the ground yet, so still a work in progress. But when we are up and running, I'll be sure to let you guys know.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and thank you to all the new viewers and subscribers. I think that's what's really going to make it. And since you're new to this, let me just say this: as you progress, as you grow in this, it's not really an industry because we don't make money, but in these circles, just remember, befriend as many of these shows as you can. The more shows you go on, their audience is going to, come over to your page, and your people are also going to go to the other person's page. So it helps broaden our audience for all of our shows and builds a strong community. So that's why I'm going to talk to you later about it, but I really would like to do something on a regular basis with you and some other people, and maybe have some roundtable discussions, because boy, I had so much fun last night on Get Esoteric out of Boston, because there was like 5 or 6 of us. And it was just, we had a blast. So, okay. Well, let me finish this off with saying that Queen Bee says the Illuminati is deathly afraid of the god Kali claim made by Jay Parker. I'm lost on that. What?
I said, did Jay say that as well? Because that's what I wrote about with Tom Hanks being a follower of Kali.
Ah.
And Jay pretty much. Do you know Jay Parker?
No. All I know is that I heard about the Kali with Tom Hanks because he's supposedly a thuggy,
He's a thuggy.
And so yeah, the Kali is the one that they worship, and that is why he was the one that switched on the CERN Hadron Collider.
Yep.
So. And that was actually something else that I thought about when I started the show and I was talking about The Gate is Good, his speech at the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
It made me wonder also, after I talked about that, what if he was talking about the CERN gate?
Yeah, that's what I wrote about.
Okay.
He posted that, and it's too. I was like, the gate is good. Well, CERN is a gate. It's a Stargate. So
right.
What if? I don't really know what it means, but one can speculate.
Well, then I definitely would love to have you on Saturday night for Speculation Saturday night.
I definitely will be there. Sorry, I wasn't feeling well like the past few days, and I didn't make it on Saturday night, but I will be there next time.
Yeah, no. I totally. I was hurting too, but I just. Yeah, it's so cool because there's no wrong answers on Speculation Saturday.
Absolutely.
you know, it's all just speculation, so it's all good. So we'll talk about that, and we'll see what we can do, and maybe we'll get some other people. Who knows? I always make this stuff as I go along. Makes it more exciting.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you so much again, and you have a wonderful night, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you. You too, Doc.
All right. Take care. I'll talk to you later.
Alrighty.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, folks. So that was Freya, Ferdinand, and the second. And you will be probably hearing or seeing her more here on 1028 Live. We'll see what happens. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. And sorry I wasn't available this morning on this morning show. Didn't get a lot of sleep. I was up watching a lot of stuff on Cappy, which was some riveting things, and just couldn't sleep with the back thing. So hopefully it's getting better. It's getting better. So hopefully I'll be good and rested and available in the morning. And we will see what news happens between now and then. Now remember, folks, and this is to all my new people. If we remember to lift each other up, we will always rise together. My name is Doc Skinner. This is 1028 Live, broadcasting from the beautiful White Mountains of Arizona here in the United States of America on this big blue planet spaceship hurtling through space, following a gigantic ball of fire. I'll see you all, Lord willing, in the morning. Good night, everybody. Just got to find the end button. Always the same problem every night. Ciao, bella.